In today's video, I'm going to be going over how I booked 528 sales calls for my agency in the first 70 days of its existence and collected $30,750 while doing it. So you can see here 528 appointments, 246 confirmed, that means attended. We've got here $25,750 in collections in this payment processor and another 5,000 in this one. So this is fan basis and this is Airwallex. So just so that you get an idea of what this looks like on your calendar, here is our high level calendar. So this is September 2025. Right now it's November 2025. So it's November 9th for me. So you can see here, first week of September, we weren't going crazy. We just booked a few appointments. Then we started getting a little bit more and a little bit more after we had discovered this system, right? This new system that we've been using to book appointments. And we've tried everything, by the way. I've tried ads, I've tried DMs, I've tried cold calls, I've tried everything. Okay. This is like by far the most cost effective in terms of the amount of appointments that you can book. So you can go back on the channel as well. You can see my ads videos, you can see me calling, everything. So here you can see this. This is like the second week that this agency existed. Then the third week, this is where we were like, oh shit, this works. Okay, let's double down. Bang, we're booking dumb amount of appointments here. You can see here, this is even more appointments than what's just on the calendar. And then here, last week of September, it's crazy at this point, right? So this is the last week of September. This is the end of it right here. And then this is like the first week of October. So let's go over to October here. You can see appointments. Bang. So this is the first week of October here. Like we just doubled down and doubled down and doubled down and went even harder every single week to book ourselves more appointments. These green ones, by the way, are onboarding. So these are like people who have closed and then, we booked the onboarding. This gold one, this was just a one-off that we booked, new calendar. The green ones are onboardings. Like, look at all these appointments, man. Like this is the craziest system for booking appointments. Full stop. Like I've never seen anyone with a system like this. And then look, this is the end of October, okay? So now we're coming into November, so it's November 9th right now. That'll put us about 70 days since starting. You can see here, we started to slow down here. Now, the reason is we crossed a threshold where like we already have too many clients. It's like crazy at this point. We can't even service all of them fast enough. Like it's too much. So we've got going on here, like we started slowing down towards the end of the weeks. You can see here like Friday, Saturday, we started like not booking appointments really. You can literally see it like dropping off. It like crazy at the start, drops off at the end of the weeks. This is what we were doing. And then now we've just like straight up just been like, yo, let's just stop. We have too many clients. Let's just service these clients right now. Because as of current, it's just me and my business partner. Okay. But that's what the appointments actually look like on the calendar. Okay. So then you might be wondering like, what are we doing? Okay. What we're doing is we're sending emails. Now, these aren't regular emails and these aren't like outreach emails where it's like we're texting back and forth with the leads. It's like, let's find a time, let's figure out a time slot that works. No, fuck that. We're doing Facebook ad creative style emails. And what I mean by that is we're sending emails, they click them, they go to a landing page and they book. Okay. So these are the kind of emails. Now I've blurred out the niche that we're in just so that, you guys don't go crazy and just straight ruin it for me. But this right here, these are the emails that are these are some of our best performing emails, but these are the emails I'm showing you as to like the way that you set up a creative. So if you don't see why these creatives are crazy good, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe you're just not going to make it, bro. But these creatives, when my business partner showed me the first one of these that he made, which like was this one on the far right, it literally blew my fucking mind. I was like, this is incredible. I've never seen a creative this fucking good. This is insane how good this is. So anyway, you can see here, it's just a bit of copy, image. Down at the bottom of this, there is a button that they press. They'll head over to a landing page. Now, the landing page is very simple. Headline, just calling out like what we did for someone in their industry, in a location, in the last 60 days who converted 37% of the sales calls into new clients, okay? Then it's a VSL, a headline, and a calendar. That's the whole lander. There's nothing else on the lander. There's nothing special about the lander outside of that. It's literally just that. And if you're doing anything more complicated than that, you better have a really good reason, because there is no reason. If we can book 500 sales calls in 70 days using this landing page, you can definitely book like the 100 or whatever you need to get to, 10K, 30K, 20K a month, whatever you're trying to get to, okay? From here, once they book, they're going to head over to a automation that's a nurture automation prior to their appointment. Okay, so it's essentially like a reminder automation, and it's going to SMS and email over a few things. But the things it's emailing are not just reminders, they're actually links to YouTube videos. If you've ever watched this channel, if you go back and watch some of my other videos, you will see this system recurring over and over again. Every single time I launch an offer, I always do this. I send them reminders that are just YouTube videos. Okay. Now you can see here, each of these correspond to a video, and I've just labeled them here like 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see like the views drop off pretty drastically the lower and closer to the appointment they are. And that's because like the intent is the highest right when they book the appointment. So what you want to do is send them over the video that covers the most objections, gets rid of the most problems up front, and that would be this every method to book more appointments. Okay, so we do essentially appointment setting for professional service businesses. This video covers all of the trust objections, covers all of the logistic objections, covers the financial objections. It deals with everything for us. So by the time we hop on the calls with these people, we hop on, we're having a conversation. We don't have to do objection handles because they've already gone through the videos and they're like, okay, cool. I know that this isn't something that's reasonable to say. I've already watched him say this. I'm not going to say it. They already know. They've had all of these problems sorted out prior to our conversation. Okay. Now, this is the crazy thing. We don't hard close. Okay. We're literally just hopping on a fucking call with these people, and our goal is to disqualify them because we have so many sales calls. When you get to this point where you have this many sales calls, you don't need to fight for every single sale. They're going to happen because you have this many calls. As long as you're not joining the call and doing something legitimately retarded, they're going to happen. You're going to end up with sales. So what we do is we have the calls. If they're not disqualified, we'll literally send over a templatized proposal. Now, these are just a few of the proposals that we've sent, but this is just like the most recent batch of them that I could screenshot on the Google Docs. These are templatized. They're literally the same Word doc. We just changed their business name. So each of them, because it's the same service over and over and over again, just different levels of it, like 10 appointments, 20 appointments, 50 appointments, we literally just send them this proposal, and then the next day they convert. We don't even hard pressure them. We don't even go for the close right there and then because we don't need to. We're not having to fight for every single sale. It's easy. We don't have to make it so that we're forcing them into something. We just hop on the call, qualify them or disqualify them. If they're qualified, we send them a proposal. And then from there on, we're just texting them links to YouTube videos, and they're watching the YouTube videos. If they're interested, they come back, they buy. If not, they don't come back, they don't buy. It doesn't matter. We know that we have another 100 sales calls this week, so we don't care. We're not worried about it. And if you have an agency right now, you have like an SMMA, you might be thinking like, oh, well, what's the conversion rate on this? Like, this is such a waste of time. Dude, like, we added 30,750 to the agency. This wasn't from zero, right? So 246 appointments attended. That's way more sales calls than pretty much anyone that we know who is booking sales calls for themselves. We do there are a few people that I know of who are doing like free trials and things like that might have the same amount of calls, but we limited ourselves on purpose. We could have done more than this. We just didn't want to spend 15 hours a day on sales calls. And if you use this system, you can have 15 hours a day of sales calls if you want them, right? I mean, we can go back to here. You could scale it up and you could have as many sales calls as you want. SMMA has this problem right now. And if you have an agency, you already know the problem. You need every single sales call to count. Every single one, because you need the client. You need that client, collect the money, start the delivery, and then go on to the next sale, right? And then when that client starts complaining, you go back and you do the delivery for them. That's the way that most SMMAs work. If you have an SMMA and you're trying to sign more clients right now, the move is not to be, oh, I need to get as many clients as I possibly can. So I'm going to make every single sales call high pressure. I'm going to get the conversions going. I'm going to learn how to do sales. Dude, the move is pre-framing. The move is always pre-framing. You want to set it up so before the sales call, they've been qualified or disqualified. And then in the sales call, they're qualified or disqualified. And then after the sales call, you send them a proposal. So that way they have to read something to know whether they should convert with your agency. You don't want to be fighting them in the sales call. Oh, well, why would you think that? I mean, so you want to speak to someone? Yeah. So if we were to send you over a phone number of someone so that you can speak to them, do you think that that would make a difference in your ability to convert today? Okay, cool. So the difference would be if someone that you knew or someone that you could talk to had gone through our service and had a good experience, you would sign up today. Is that right? Okay, cool. Well, what's the difference between that and just taking a look at the reviews on our website? Like, bro, you're already wrong, dog. Like, you're way wrong. If you are the person on the front end of your agency, if you are still taking the sales calls, make fucking 3 YouTube videos, make a VSL, and run traffic to it. Like, you don't need to run dumb traffic to it. Okay, like we did. All right, obviously we did. We ran a retarded amount of traffic. Okay, this is like fucking 2.5 million emails, or like no, this is like 6-7 million emails. Okay, we sent hella emails, but you don't need to. You don't need to run a retarded amount of traffic to this. You can just run regular amount of traffic, get your 20 to 50 sales calls a week, which is super reasonable. Expect like a 60% attendance rate, and then you can convert. But you need to get to that point. You can't keep doing this like 3 sales calls a week, 5 sales calls a week, 10 sales calls a week. Like 10 sales calls a week doesn't cut it, man. If you're converting 3 of those at a regular retainer of like 2K, that doesn't do anything. It's like 6K. Like, it's not enough. The game here is how much can you put in the front end? That's literally the game. So if you're interested in getting a bit better of an understanding of the way that our system works, how we send these emails, the actual scripts that we use for the VSLs, the scripts that we use for the YouTube videos, the way that we set up our offers, our sales processes, the proposal templates, the landing page templates, the different offers that we've used in different industries, all of the different media buying techniques that we've used across Facebook, Instagram, Google, YouTube, all of that stuff. If you're interested in getting that, you can join the free Discord server. There's not even a way to buy anything in there yet. You can join up, you can take a look, you can take your agency from like 5 to 10K a month all the way up to like 25K from literally just straight implementing the cold email system in there. So if you're interested, click below. It'll be in the description. You can join the Discord server. We'll probably be in the voice chat right now.